Nigeria versus Guinea, Egypt versus Congo DR, Uganda versus Zimbabwe. My reviews for those fixtures coming right up. So what's up, Rich Squad? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and I'm back with my coverage of the 32nd African Cup of Nations. So guys, I want you to sit back, relax, grab a beverage on your favorite snack, and enjoy the show. I'm here to talk about the team I'll be following at the 2019 African Cup of Nations, and that's Nigeria. Okay? So if you don't know how I ended up with Nigeria, go watch my African Cup of Nations playlist. I'll leave a link in the description box down below, and you will find out why. So let's just get into these matches, okay? These are the first set of second round matches from Group A and one from Group B. So let's start with the Group A matches first. We would leave the Nigeria versus Guinea fixture for last, the best for last, right? So let's start with the Uganda versus Zimbabwe match. That one ended in a 1-1 draw. That's a good result for Uganda, who picked up a win in their first game after defeating Congo DR 2-0. As for Zimbabwe, they will be happy with the point, but 3 points would have been much better. They had their chances to do so, but they screwed up, so they would have to settle for 1 point. They play Congo DR in their final game, so they would fancy their chances, as Congo DR have already lost both their matches. But let's not get too far ahead. Let's talk about the Uganda 1, Zimbabwe 1. As I mentioned before, Uganda picked up a victory in their opening fixture, while for Zimbabwe, they lost theirs. Their match was the opening game of the 2019 African Cup of Nations. So Zimbabwe won, Uganda won. Uganda took an early lead after the goalkeeper pulled off a brilliant save, but he parried the ball into the path of Okwi, who picked up his second goal of the tournament. Uganda with the early lead. Zimbabwe did get an equalizer in the 40th minute when a Kururu pass fell nicely to Kama Billiat, who put it past the goalkeeper to equalize for Zimbabwe. But with 2 goals scored and the match ending in a 1-1 draw, that was not even the major talking point of this game. The major talking point has to be all the misses, the terrible misses by both teams. The finishing for both these teams were atrocious, man. It was atrocious. The Zimbabwean captain Knowledge Masuna must take the blame for this draw, because he had a brilliant chance to score open goal, and I don't know why these players are going for power instead of finesse. You're right in front of goal, just put it in. Why you have to try to blast it in? It makes no sense. Don't you have a brain? Knowledge, Masuna? Your name is Knowledge. You should have sense. And you kick the ball over the... it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It was comical. It was funny to see. We also saw Kadu doing the exact same thing for Uganda. Easy tapping, and he went for power and he kicked it over. Like, what is going on with these players? There was also another instance when Zimbabwe could have scored. The player got his shot off, the goalkeeper saved it, and the spin on the ball brought the ball back. It fell on the line and it spun back. That was some amazing stuff. So it didn't matter what Zimbabwe tried on the day, they just could not score the winner. Both teams were good. It was a very, very open game. It was very, very open, but it was scrappy, and the finishing was very, very poor. But Uganda will definitely be happy with this point, because they go up to 4 points and they put themselves in a prime position to qualify at least as one of the best 4 third-place teams. As for stats in the game, Uganda had 8 shots at goal with 2 on target, 43% of the possession, 290 passes with a 67% pass accuracy, 17 fouls, picking up 1 yellow card. So they were very scrappy though. It was scrappy. The stats tell you all that. As for Zimbabwe, they were a bit better. 13 shots at goal, 2 on target, 57% of the possession, 397 passes with a 75% pass accuracy, 23 fouls. They did not pick up any yellow. I think Zimbabwe should have won this game. They enjoyed healthy periods of possession and they created some really good chances. Uganda did create some really good chances as well. So as I said earlier, both teams are guilty for not finishing their chances properly. That's the whole story of the game. For Uganda, their final group game will be versus the host Egypt. That one won't be an easy one, so they would have to bring their A game again like they did versus Congo DR. As for Zimbabwe, they face Congo DR on the exact same day. They need a win. It's a must-win situation for both these two teams. So let's move on to the next Group A fixture between Egypt and Congo DR. Egypt 2, Congo DR 0. Back-to-back losses, and Congo DR a staring elimination right in its face, or right in its eyes. They're having a stare off right now. Like, this is Congo DR and you are elimination. That's what's going on. Congo DR came into this fixture needing a win. They lost their opening game. For Egypt, they only had winning in their minds, and they came out and they got the job done, picked up 3 more points to book themselves a place into the round of 16. So congratulations to Egypt for being the second team to make it to the round of 16 after Nigeria did so. Spoiler alert. Fun fact for you guys, fun fact, Egypt has only lost 1 of their last 27 African Cup of Nations matches. And that game was the final match versus Cameroon in 2017. Amazing stat. They did draw a few of those games, so they didn't win them all. As for DR Congo, they made 5 changes coming into this game, but for Egypt, they did not make a single one. And I like that. I really like that. It shows continuity. And also, guys, I have a piece of news for you. Ahmed Wada, the young talented Egyptian player, has been sent home from the tournament. He will no longer take part in the event. He did come on for a brief cameo in the first match against Zimbabwe, but he was accused of sexual harassment by an Instagram model. And I heard that's not the first time he's getting himself in trouble. So they sent him home. They don't want him to be the focus of the whole tournament and the drama and all, so they just sent him home. Ahmed Wada, you have to do better than that. That's shameful and embarrassing. Like, leave them Instagram models alone. See what happened to Neymar. Like, leave them alone. They're no good. They spell trouble. But anyways, let's move on. Egypt 2, Congo DR 0. The scoreline does not tell the story of the match because it was a game of 2 halves in which Egypt won the first half and ultimately won the entire game. A 25th minute goal by El Mohammadi, a short corner was taken, a brilliant shot in by Mohamed Salah. There was a scrap in the box for the ball. Congo DR did not deal with that ball properly at all, and El Mohammadi skillfully put it in the back of the net. He controlled with 1 foot and he hit it with the other before it fell to the ground. Egypt were in the lead. Before that goal was scored, both Egypt and Congo DR had their chances. Mohamed Salah ran in behind. His shot was blocked by Tisserand, and then DR Congo had a brilliant chance which they smashed onto the crossbar. It was a very exciting start to the game, but Egypt were in the lead. Salah had a free kick save, and then we saw Bolingi hitting the crossbar again. But just before the halftime whistle, it was Trezeguet passing the ball to Mohamed Salah. He worked his magic, held up the ball very well, held off the defenders, swiveled, and got his shot off. Goal. It was reminiscent of his goals in the Premier League, which he scored week after week after week after week for the past 2 seasons. It was routine stuff for Mohamed Salah, and he put Egypt further ahead, 2-0. The two teams fought it out in the second half, but we saw no more goals for the remainder of the game. It ended 2-0 in favor of Egypt. But when I said it was a game of 2 halves, listen to the stats here. Listen to the match stats. For Egypt, they had 9 shots at goal, 3 on target, 52% of the possession, 408 passes, 78% pass completion, 19 fouls, picked up 3 yellow cards. It was a physical affair. Hear this. For DR Congo, 19 shots at goal. 19. Only 3 on target. Their finishing was poor. They had the chances. They got in behind this Egyptian defense, which is proving that they are very, very vulnerable. We saw Zimbabwe got in time after time after time, and DR Congo did so once again. But Kambu, I don't know how he didn't score in this game. DR Congo had 48% of the possession, 364 passes with a 79% pass completion. They committed 16 fouls and picked up 2 yellow cards. Did they deserve to lose the game? Yes. Why? Their finishing was poor. In the end, Egypt's quality proved to be the decider here. So with Egypt already qualifying for the round of 16, will they rotate their squad when they meet Uganda? They just might. They just might, and they might get punished too. Because I doubt Uganda are going to rotate their team. They're going to play the strongest possible 11. They could end up topping this group. They could definitely end up topping this group. But Egypt are already through to the round of 16. All three teams in the group are still alive. They're still alive. No team is yet to be eliminated. But Congo DR are very, very close to experiencing that fate. So after the second round of fixtures in Group A, Egypt are on top the group on 6 points, Uganda second 4 points, Zimbabwe third 1 point, and Congo DR at the bottom without a point. I did predict Congo DR to place bottom of this group, and a lot of people ask me if I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. But guys, it's unveiling itself. So let's move on to the next fixture, a fixture from Group B between Nigeria and Guinea. In their first match, Nigeria defeated debutants Burundi 1-0, while for Guinea, they picked up a 2-2 draw against debutants Madagascar. In this game, Nigeria defeated Guinea 1-0 to book themselves a place into the round of 16. They became the first team at the 2019 African Cup of Nations to do so. They were later joined by Egypt, of course. For this game, Gernot Rowe made 5 changes from the lineup he played against Burundi, and I really like that. I really like that he made changes because I did not like the lineup against Burundi. They were made to fight for that goal. And in this game, they were made to fight for it again, but I'm happier with the lineup. He played a 4-2-3-1 formation with Akpayi in goal, Awazayem filling in for the injured Shehu at right back, Kenneth Omeruo, Leon Balogun, and Ola Aina at left back. Balogun did come in for Troost Ekong. A defensive midfield partnership of Etebo and Didi. Moses Simon came in for Chuck Woozy. Musa came in for Obi Mikel. Alexi Wobi kept his place, and Odian Igalo came in for Onaachu. And I really like that. I'm really pleased with that because I did criticize the lineup for the first game. As for Guinea, their lineup looked really well. It included Naby Keita, Ibrahima Traore, Francois Kamano, Amadou Diawara, and Ibrahima Cisse. So this Guinean outfit is a very talented team. It was a very good start to the game for both teams, but Guinea were on the front foot. They had an early chance saved and they kept Nigeria on their toes. But after the first 25 minutes of the game, it was still a very even contest. Igalo did get a chance to score, but he was selfish and it hit the side netting. Iwobi had a shot saved by the goalkeeper, and we saw Naby Keita struggling with a bit of injury in the first half. It was 0-0 at halftime. Nigeria were made to grind once again. Remember against Burundi, they did not get their goal until the 77th minute or so. So 2 games in a row, Nigeria have to grind out their results. All in all, it was a very scrappy first half. Both teams created chances, but none of them were able to take full advantage. Coming back for the second half, Nigeria were teasing. They looked really good, and they got in behind the Guinean defense time after time. We saw Ahmed Musa going on a brilliant individual run out of his own half, but his pass was cut out by the defender. If there was a goal at the end of that routine, oh man, that would have been a brilliant goal because that breakaway was awesome. But I do think that Ahmed Musa has lost some of his pace because if it was 3 years ago, he would have outran that Ghanaian defender. Iwobi did get another shot saved once again, but with this unrelenting pressure, it was only a matter of time before the Ghanaian defense would crumble. And Nigeria's goal came in the 73rd minute. It was a beautiful delivery from a corner by Moses Simon, and Omero outleaped everyone and headed it past the goalkeeper to give Nigeria their only goal of the game and a big 3 points to put them into the round of 16. For most of the second half, it was Nigeria in control. Guinea were on their heels. After enjoying a reasonable first half, I think Guinea was very poor in the second. As for stats in the game, Nigeria had 10 shots at goal with 4 on target, 48% of the possession, 352 passes with a 77% pass accuracy. They committed 13 fouls, picking up 2 yellows. For Guinea, they had 8 shots at goal, 3 on target, 52% of the possession, 384 passes, 79% pass accuracy, 12 fouls, and picked up 2 yellows. Guinea didn't play too bad, but in the end, as I always say, quality separates the two teams, and Nigeria proved to be the better team on the day. 6 points on top the group. Their next fixture will be on Sunday the 30th of June when they meet the debutants Madagascar. It's crazy that 2 debutants ended up in the same group, right? I expect nothing less than a win against Madagascar, but Madagascar is a good team. I did predict Madagascar to move on to the round of 16 as well, so let's see how that one goes. I expect Gernot Rowe to make a lot of changes again to give the bench a look in, because they will definitely need those guys in the next round or the round after and after and after, because Nigeria could go all the way, right? As for Guinea, they played a very spirited Burundi on the exact same day. They need to pick up a win. A draw, I think, won't be good enough. Nothing less than a win for Guinea in that fixture. The next Group B fixtures will be between the debutants Madagascar and Burundi. I'll probably be editing this video while watching that game, so I won't go ahead and predict it because you will see it after. I won't go ahead and predict it, but I know it's gonna be a good game. So guys, that's my recap of the first set of round 2 games that was played in Group A and Group B. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button, and in the comment section down below, let me know of any major talking points that I missed, because I'm only human. I cannot speak about every single thing. So guys, thanks for watching again, and until tomorrow, I like to say, peace out, Rich Squad. Yes.